Hi, I'm Johnny and this is Off the Beaten Trail, and today I'm taking you to the Sauta Cave National Refuge in Jackson County, Alabama. Okay, so Jackson County, Alabama has a population of about 52,000. Its largest city is Scottsboro with a population of about 15,000. At Scottsboro, you can find a few places to eat and stay. It's directly on the Tennessee River. It's a very beautiful location, and I definitely recommend that you check it out. The Sauta Cave National Wildlife Refuge is about 15 minutes northeast of Scottsboro, 1 hour and 15 minutes southwest of Chattanooga, and 40 minutes east of Huntsville by car. So this 264-acre wildlife refuge is home to a really unique cave, and this cave is actually home to several bats. The cave offers a summer home for about 200,000 to 300,000 gray bats. And if you think about it, that's about the same population as the entire city of Huntsville in this one cave with all of these bats. I'm extremely excited to be able to relive this experience. I remember pulling up to this location and thinking that I was at the wrong place because I was the only vehicle there. Apparently I had arrived just a little bit early, and then I sat in my vehicle until other people started pulling up, and then as they started pulling up, they suggested that I wear a trash bag or some type of clothing so that way my hair wouldn't get covered in poo, and I was kind of shocked because I wasn't expecting that. But we went ahead and we walked to the bat cave, and nothing seemed to happen for quite a while. In reality, I do not think that it was necessary for me to be so dressed up, especially because I was in a trash bag. I'm happy that that wasn't on film, but I don't really think that it was necessary this time. However, they did say that there have been times when it was necessary and people would be covered in bat poo, and so I would just rather not take my chances in that regard. So one thing is for sure that I noticed. If you notice at the top of the screen, you can see a few bats flying around at the opening where the trees are. However, I definitely, I was not prepared for this trip at all, and I didn't know what to expect. It's really hard to get the bats in this camera because the lighting is so dark and I have a low light camera. But one thing that I definitely want to express is that for a long period of time, it seemed like there were not very many bats at all. And even past the darkness, it seemed like there weren't that many bats until later on. Later on, if you notice, as the sky darkens, you will see more and more bat activity. It looks like there's a bunch of little bugs or mosquitoes flying around this white opening in the sky. However, all of that is bats. Like, you have bats everywhere. And the more activity that began ramped up, the more exciting it began to get. And people, at first they were going home because they didn't think that it was going to be what it normally is, because normally at this time period, you'll see like a cloud of black and you won't be able to see anything but bats. It wasn't like that. It was like in the night sky, you could see faint glimmers of bats that looked more like insects flying around, like a gigantic mist of mosquitoes or something, but they were actually bats. And one of the good things about this is the bats were actually keeping the mosquitoes away from us. Later on, however, that's whenever the real magic started to happen, and we really couldn't get that on film, unfortunately, but that does let me know what I should do for next time. And if you are coming to this area, make sure that you know what to be prepared for. If you're coming to watch the bats, there's a possibility that it can be like a large cloud coming over you of bats. However, that's not what I experienced. We had a bunch of people from our group come back and they shined a flashlight on the cave, and as they shined the flashlight, it looked like water pouring out of this cave in a downward motion. It was actually extremely exciting to see the amount of bats, and it was like they were literally just pouring over the side of this rock surface, and it looked just like, you know, a waterfall of bats. And unfortunately, we didn't have flashlights strong enough to really be able to see it. It was barely seeable with a naked eye. So if you are coming to this area, make sure to bring a powerful flashlight. Okay, so I'm about to go ahead and tell you more about this baddie experience, but before I do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way I can take you to a new location each week. Okay, so unfortunately, I really didn't get to give you the best coverage of these bats, but I did make this video that I'm about to go ahead and play for you, and it's of the best quality I could get of all of the baddie activity. Okay, well that's all for the Sauta Cave National Wildlife Refuge. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a comment and like and share with your friends. I will see you next week when I go ahead and take you to the Russell Cave National Monument within Jackson County.